So this is called comedy and cross-cultural phonetics. If you're working with multiple languages around the world, there's a good chance you're going to get words in other languages that sound like something else in another language that might sound a little offensive. And I've got a banger for you today. And it's a perfect example of when languages change and the meaning changes. So in this example, we have two highly offensive words in the English language. And caution, you have to be very careful with these words and who you say them to. In fact, I wouldn't say them to anybody, but this is for English as a second language. So it's for education as well as a little bit of entertainment. But yeah, you've got two key words here that come up in the video. That's said by the man. They were watching an Instagram video. So the first word, you can hear the UK pronunciation. Here we go.
Bitch,
And then you've also got the US version.
bitch,
Okay. So there's a little bit of a different sound, but it means the same thing. Now, this is a very creative word in the English language. I'm going to go through a few definitions of it. A bitch could be the name of a female dog. It also can be an offensive word for a woman who is considered to be unpleasant or unkind. It can also mean something that causes difficulties or problems or that is unpleasant. It's the act of complaining or talking unkindly about people. An offensive word for someone who will do everything you tell them to do because you have complete control over them. Now, I want you to use this one today for the context, right? In the video that I suggested that you watched by the lovely comedians, Tom and Christina, on their podcast, um, they watched an Instagram video where the man was saying this and he was matching it with the next word. And this is what it basically means in this context. Remember, words can have different meanings in the context. So in this context, this is the one you want to remember. Okay. So someone that you have complete control over. Now we'll go to the other offensive word. We'll get the pronunciation here on the UK.
Nigger,
Okay. And the US version.
nigger,
Okay. And what it means is it's a way of extremely offending a person from the black community or a black person. So this is a no-no, guys. If you're learning English as a second language, avoid using this word at all costs because you don't know what kind of problem you might cause for yourself, but it'll probably end up with some kind of ass beating. So yeah, from a teacher to a student, this is probably one of the worst words you could say. These are English words that are highly offensive. If you change this to Vietnamese, it sounds completely different, but the person that made the video for Instagram was saying that even though the spelling is different in the Vietnamese language, uh, it looks very similar to offensive words that we've been studying here, the B and the N, with a Vietnamese word which is simply pronounced Bích Ngà, right? And it's got nothing to do with offending people. It says here, according to Gemini, that it's a Vietnamese name typically given to girls, and it has a lovely meaning when translated into English. Bích usually refers to a precious bluish green gemstone like a jade or an emerald. If you're not sure what a gemstone is, let's see if we can get some. See if we can get like a, yeah, there you go. So it's something that's pleasant, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, jade or emerald. Emerald or jade is the same, right? Almost. They're very similar. Green, beautiful colors of jewelry, right? Which you might see in the country of Vietnam or other countries. So yeah, big just means something nice, a nice piece of jewelry or stone. And nga simply means beautiful or good, can be associated with a moon goddess or a fairy. Make that a little bit bigger for you. That's a moon goddess, right? So nga could mean this, but in the English language, it means something completely different that's offensive. Okay. So a fairy or a moon goddess. This is another great example of two languages changing the meaning completely. So this guy, he's an American that goes to Japan, and in the story, I think he's a little famous, and he has to do some ads for the Japanese and work with the Japanese. He doesn't speak Japanese, and he kind of feels like he's in a very strange place, and he's a little bit sad. I don't think he's happy with his life back in America. But it's another great example of when you go from country to country, how the meaning in language change, or the meaning in languages change. So yeah, this Bích Ngà and B and N, these are things that are basically lost in translation, where it might be offensive to someone, but in another culture, it doesn't mean anything negative.